Alright, dudes. Today is my day of the year. On this day, three decades ago, I entered the world stage. All of you are graced with my presence. And began to bask in my dark glory. Now, as for how I shall start this stream, I was thinking maybe do the good old reminisce, but this time about birthdays of yesteryear. Because some of them, at least, were fantastic. I think the best one has to be my 13th. Yeah, I know you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that's a bit of a... Well, that number is not looked upon very highly. And I'm like, yes, good point. And I am kind of superstitious, so yeah. I mean, we've been forcibly made this subjective for 30 years to the point where it's become your compulsion. Yeah. I think, yeah, there's something about it. It was just also me and so right. It's just me doing what I love to do most, which is gaming, of course. That's why I'm doing this right now. But it's not the ultimate goal. You know, I think the first of the streams of this nature, I think I put that across. Because it was on Father's Day. Yeah, that's a hint. So, my 13th birthday. My not sure how much to divulge here because yeah, it could get a bit personal because family's involved, but I mean, if they didn't want bad things saying about them, I guess they shouldn't have been pieces of shit, but they are right there. You can see them, like my family members, like in the top left corner of the screen. But yeah, I mean, everybody's got their flaws. Everybody's got their bad side that they only ever seem to tap into in private and stuff like that. If you're wondering, you can basically get the juicy deets about stuff like that by looking at someone's moon sign. Yes, it's particularly fun for me. One that I have noticed recently doesn't really get looked at too much, or well, enough, really, is the Mars sign. Yeah, because even my friends that are also kind of at least somewhat into astrology, like they check out the main three, like Sun, Moon, and Rising, and then yeah, that's it. And I'm like, hey, Mars is pretty integral as well. because that's like the means to the end that is your like sun sign. Yeah, so it's if your sun sign is like the main goal you want to achieve at any given time, or pretty much all the time, then yeah, your Mars sign is like how you achieve it. Your go-to method for achieving your goals. Yeah, it's like your power and like your main ability, or just what makes you able in the first place. Yeah, because you're probably going to lack the will to achieve a goal if you already well lack the ability to achieve it. Um, yeah, sorry for digressing. Yeah, back to the 13th birthday. Yeah, someone was um not there to sort of be all controlling and shit and preventing it from being as good as it well ended up being. And yeah, that basically meant that as well befitting of someone on the birthday that like, I all but had full control over the proceedings. So I was like, well, if that person's not here, then I'm taking the reins. So I think yeah, I'll say who it is at this point because, like, yeah, it was my brothers. Yeah, they were involved. Like, they're both older than me, so I think they would normally have a problem with it. But because it was my birthday, they were just holding their hands up and like, yeah, okay, you can sort of determine how things play out. And I've always got the smarts and the wisdom and the sort of strategy and stuff to like, yeah, make sure everything goes to plan in a way that yeah doesn't end up with me getting screwed by some well the consequence of me making some stupid mistake. I have made some stupid mistakes in my time. Like I think well, one of the main ones of the last few years is putting my fucking laptop in a coma. Yeah, it was one of the most idiotic things I've ever done, easily. But yeah, that 13th birthday, it was just me and my bros. Um, and the day before that, I'd gone to my eldest's house because he wasn't living with us anymore. So it was me and the middle one living in the same house, and then the eldest is like on his own in a different house. But he was nearby, so I went to his place on the 18th, and yeah, because yeah, I'll just remind you all, my birthday is 19th of November, which it is right now as I'm recording this. So yeah, hence the stream title. Yes, it's my birthday. Uh, so I visited him and I was like, hey, you know what? Day is just around the corner, don't you? And he was like, yeah. I remembered because yeah, he's like an elephant, is my eldest. Yeah, there's some things he just like never um, fails to remember. Um, so I was like, hey, so and so is out of the way. So if you came round with your games and stuff, because like you've got your own N64 and all the games that have been in our family for like years already. Yeah, like you're in possession of them now. So like you could bring them over to our place, and it was like, well, when do you want me to do that? Like what time? And I just said like 10 a.m. Yeah, like yeah. So oh sharp, yeah, ideally. And he was like, right, okay, we'll do that. And I was kind of wondering, he might just, you know, let some habits sort of slow him down a bit, but no, lo and behold, yeah, that special day rolls around, and um, I think yeah, the middle brother sort of gets up before me, and he is like, no, Will's like, you stay in bed for a bit and stuff. Like, you don't need to rush or anything. Like, I'll just hang on, I'll get something. And then I'm thinking, what the hell? What's he doing? And then he comes back. It's like, apparently, he got told where a certain hiding place was by someone, and yeah, he came back in the bedroom because we were sharing it, yeah, like bunk bed sort of thing. And he came back in, and he was like, "Here you go, Wills." And yeah, it was a couple of books, which at the time, because I was just yeah, uh, I mean, I've always been easily bored and stuff, and hate being bored, but like, yeah, it's only because of a certain control freak. But yeah, it was. I would try and do stuff that was very most entertaining for me, usually gaming, of course, and they'd be like, "Oh, no, you only get to do that when I say you do." So, um, yeah, they had got me those presents, yeah, and told Fatty, yeah, that's his nickname, yeah, the middle brother. They told Fatty to uh, give them to me and stuff in their absence. Um, so yeah, it was a couple of books which I didn't want to feel ungrateful. I was like, I'm happy the presents have been got for me, but I was just thinking books really. um, but yeah, they ended up being really good. Like it was kind of a bit of a struggle to get into them at first, but then like upon repeated tries, I actually yeah I ended up blasting through them. And if you're wondering which ones they are, I think they're the first two in the Eragon series. Yeah, so the first one is yeah like the name of the character, obviously, yeah, it's Eragon, and the second I think is called Eldest. There's four. I think there's one for each player color, but I think red and blue are the wrong way around. You know, red's usually like player one and blue's player two. And yeah, it's switched around this time because Aragon's dragon is Saphira and stuff, and she's called that, of course, because she's blue. So that had to be the color of the first book. So yeah, I think I struggled to get into that one. Like I started reading it, and I got like halfway through the first chapter, and I'm like, it's a struggle to just remain invested. So I just left it alone for ages, and then like on a whim, way later on, I just came back to it, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, this is actually pretty good. So I stuck with it, and yeah, I ended up finding it actually, yeah, really quite a good read. And I just, as soon as I finished it, went straight on to the next one. Yeah, Eldest, which is red. Because I think it's based, like the colours decided by, what's he called? I think it's Murtar. Yeah, like Murtar's, like Aragon's rival, if you will. I think, if I remember right, it's been ages. It's the last time I even thought about the story, so it's hazy, but yeah, I think there's a dude called Murtar, and he's like kind of mysterious, and you don't really know what his gender is, and then you find it out. I won't spoil it, but yeah, you find it out near the end of the second book. But yeah, so that one's red. I think the third one is called Brizinger, and it's gold, and then the fourth I think is called Inheritance, and it's green. And then that's it. I think there's just four in the series. Hmm. I don't know if I'll ever finish it off. I think I should. I think it deserves that much. If I've read the first two, I should get the third and fourth at some point. But I don't know. It's been so long since those first two were got for me. For my 13th birthday, and today's my 30th birthday. Oh God. I'm gonna sound like a whiny brat, but I don't want to leave my 20s. Technically, right, sort of with the specific time of day that it is, like as I'm saying this right now, well, or if you're watching the VOD when this is live, I was saying this at around 2:15 p.m. 19th of November 2023. So, my time of birth, which makes me a Leo rising, is 9:20 p.m. So yeah, it has to reach that for me to actually turn exactly 30 years old. Um, so yeah, okay, back to 13th birthday story. So I was like, oh, well, like I'll have to remember to thank Dad for the books and stuff. Yeah. Um. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that's who got it, but you probably worked that out anyway. Who got me the presents and stuff? Yeah. Um. So then, right on cue, as it reached 10 a.m., like I told him, yeah, eldest bro shows up, so the middle one like lets him in and is happy to see him and everything, and I can hear them like downstairs. So I'm still in bed at that point. I'm just like dozing. And then I get up because I'm like energized by how there's gaming on the cards because it was yeah, very restricted back then by a certain person. But yeah, because I was um, king for that day, essentially, then yeah, I was like, oh, Drown is here, and yeah, it's time to get gaming. So we're very familiar with all the games we've played because yeah, we'd been playing them for years already up to that point, since like my very early childhood. Yeah, before the event happened. I'm not going to go into detail about that. It's way too personal. But yeah, that event sort of was like the, you know, sudden extreme change that sort of, I would say ruined, but it's more like transformed everything permanently. Yeah, like a metamorphosis. There's a catalyst as well. Um, so yeah, we just played those games for a long amount of time. And I remember one of the first few we played was F Zero X. Yeah, we were doing multiplayer of that, and I think I remember I'd already somehow got that good at it by then that I was wiping the floor with my bros. Because I remember like years before that when I was still like kind of like single figure age, like they'd be crushing me at games like that. But yeah, then I kind of swap places with them. Um, so I think yeah, there was cake. I remember that much. Like big ass chocolate cake, ganache and everything. Omet the nom. Um, I'll be having some later today. Actually, I can't wait for that. I got some like a. I think it feels like a prelude to what the next year, maybe even the next decade, will contain. But I've got like a tray of like mini, sort of chalky cakes, yeah, and each one's like got a letter on it, and it's like spells out "Happy Birthday" and stuff like that. So, um, yeah, it's a spirit of community. I think that's why I got the tray of mini ones instead of what I usually do each year, which is just get like a normal like full size cake and then just have like a quarter of it like each day over the course of like 4 days. So the first being the birthday itself. Um, that's what I did last year with the Sonic cake on the 29th. Yeah. Ah, yeah, this is happening. Uh, so yeah, there was cake. I think John had too much of it. This fucking endless appetite. Yeah. I mean, his main Nintendo character is Wario for a reason. Yeah. Or, well, actually, when I say Nintendo, it's more like Super Mario. Yeah, because I think outside the Super Mario series, it'd probably be Link. Yeah, like he's always been getting associated with Link and stuff. Um, I don't know. It's something to do with Leo. I think it's because of the whole courage thing. Yeah, Link embodying courage. Yeah. I think if you're a Leo Sun or a Leo Mars in particular, yeah, you gravitate towards Link. Yeah, I've recognized that pattern. Yeah, John's a Leo Mars, so um, yeah, very proud, and all you have to do to piss him off is bruise his ego. But yeah, that applies to anyone with that thing going on. Yeah, some people, I think, thankfully, I've never really seen their ego be bruised, but I know that if somebody was stupid enough to do that, then yeah, that person would like fly off the handle. Um, so I think yeah, we we tried not to sort of OD on sugar or anything like that because yeah, it is a bit easy when it's someone's birthday. So yeah, remember guys, everything in moderation. Yeah, like just I know it sounds like I'm being a bit of yeah, but yeah, just know when to stop and stuff. It's great to have fun, but like yeah, if you can sense that something's starting to yeah like go a bit wrong or something like that, then yeah, um, just be ready to adapt if necessary. Yeah, if you don't have to, then great. Yeah, just continue. But if yeah something starts to feel a bit like awkward or something, then yeah, you don't force yourself to keep going. So I think it got to like early hours of the next morning, and we were still playing the games. So we've been playing them for like more than half a day straight. Yeah, like more than 12 hours. I think by that point. And the middle bro, yeah, Fatty, he's took it out. Yeah, he actually just fell asleep on the floor watching me play Ocarina of Time, and John was guiding me through it because he knows that game like the back of his hand. Um, so any part I would get stumped on, he'd be like, "Oh, you got to do this, you got to do that," and I'd be like, "Oh, okay." It's like no manual or internet access required. It's not like I could access the internet back then because of the yeah the control freak and stuff. It was like, "Oh, we're not having internet. Oh, I'm not paying for that shit. We don't need it anyway." So um, but yeah, John was the manual basically. Yeah, so um, it's just reminding me of like I carried on beyond it, beyond the following point, but like yeah, I remember before that day, I'd reached the third dungeon, or at least that you do as young Link. Yeah, it was like inside Jabu Jabu's belly, and I got fucking stuck on it because I'm usually I can just work out what to do to proceed, but like I just couldn't for the life of me. In that one dungeon, I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Like, where do I go? And um, yeah, because when I was at that point, yeah, John wasn't with me, so yeah, I just I think I took it. Oh no, wait, he already had it. I went around his house and I was like, "Can you do it for me?" And he was like, "Right, okay." And then as soon as I said that, a few hours later, I was like, "Oh no, what have I done?" It was just like all regret and everything. Yeah, because I changed my mind. I was like, actually, I want to try it myself, but it was too late. He'd already done it. And I went back this the second time, and he was like, "Well, you said do it, so I did it. There you go. It's done. It's out of your way now." And I'm like, "Yeah, now I don't know what it's like to fight. What's his face? Um, Baronade, I think he's called. Yeah, the boss of that dungeon. I think he's like a jellyfish monster sort of thing or whatever. Yeah, or like uh thingy that's what's ailing Jabu Jabu. Yeah, it's he's in a bad state of health because of that thing. So like once you uh, do the whole boss battle thing and you defeat it, yeah, once you kill the fucker, then yeah. he goes back to, yeah, being in good health, and then Zora's very grateful to you for that because it's their patron deity, and then they reward you with the Zora Sapphire. And then that's it. That's the last one of the three gemstone things you need to open the door of time, and then yeah, we all know what happens from there. So I was, what point was I at? Yeah, when Fatty was like sort of annoying me a bit with his distracting sort of thingy. It's not snoring, but yeah, it was a noise. I kind of like nudged him with my foot to wake him up, but like, yeah, I just thought he wouldn't be too pissed off about that. Normally, you can tolerate those things, but if you go too far, then it can go all edgelord. That's what he's like when he's angry. But yeah, I was in the ice cavern. That was it. Yeah, that with the proper atmospheric music. Yeah, it's always an ice area. Yeah, it's like Phendrana Drifts in Metroid Prime as well. But yeah, I was in the ice cavern because yeah, I remember the music being like blah, 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 and stuff. Yeah, and John told me a lot of the things I had to do, like melt the stuff with the blue fire or whatever it is that you can put in a jar, whatever you do. Because I definitely wouldn't have been able to work that stuff out myself. And yeah, I got to the end, and I think you fight a Stalfos captain or something like that. It's like a sort of like mini boss, and then yeah, you beat him, and then you get the iron boots, and then I think Sheik appears and teaches you the Serenade of Water, the best sort of warp song. I think mainly because it's the blue one. And then yeah, once you've learned that, you can just warp straight to the entrance to the infamous Water Temple. I mean, yeah, I know objectively it sucks, the tedium and all that crap, but like, it's just because it's the Water Temple. The medallion you get for beating it is blue, and the mid boss, Dark Link. Need I say more? So yeah, I think I got the iron boots, and then that was it. Like, we just run out of time. It was like 1 in the morning on the 20th, and Fatty kind of just like roused himself basically. Yeah, he was like, yeah, because he kept nodding off, and then he was like, okay, it must be late enough that yeah, we got to stop this. So then he just went all sort of like substitute for the one who's usually in charge, and then he was like, okay, John, you're gonna, yeah, like, we've had a good time and stuff, and yeah, it's getting late now, I think you're gonna have to leave. And then John's like, okay. So we turned it all off, and he yeah, he rounded all the stuff back up, all the games in the N64, and that was it. Yes, like I said, he's all courage and stuff, just like Link. So like walking back to his place and like the dead of night and everything, yeah, didn't faze him in the slightest. It's that no fear spirit that's one of the things I'm proudest of him for, really. God damn it, I'm bringing myself to tears. Yes, we Scorpios are emotional folk. So that was the 13th. What was another good birthday? 16th. Yeah, my sweet 16th. Yeah, mainly because some annoying pissant had just been ejected from my life and was happily gone from it, and had been for a few months by the time my 16th rolled around. And we got up to a load of fun activities on that day, actually. Yeah, like 3 main ones in a row, I think, because I was living with Fatty and my dad in Greece by that point. Yeah, like sort of near the end of my year as a 14-year-old, all of my year as a 15-year-old, and a bit at the beginning, maybe in 16. I think, yeah, my dad took us to an arcade. Yeah, it was like awesome little place. I didn't even know was there until he took us to it. I remember me kind of like persuading Fatty to put some coins because I didn't have any money, of course. But like he'd been working for a while at a local restaurant as a waiter, so or just well, just general staff member. But I think waiting was the oh well, being the waiter. I mean, was like the main thing he did. Um, so I know he had money, and I was like, "Hey, Fats, can you can you put some coins in the Tekken 5 machine so like we can have some matches?" And he was like, "Okay, it's your birthday, I guess. So yeah, fine, but like only a few and stuff, like because I'm not paying like through the nose for you." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that's fair." So yeah, he put a few coins in just for us to have like a decent number of matches, and yeah, I think he the fact that he can play as Law because Law I think is his main because like he idolizes Bruce Lee, as in well my brother I mean idolizes Bruce Lee because Law is that character in Tekken, like yeah, it's like insta main sort of thing. And I've always mained Lee. I think yeah, ever since I can remember. It might not have been my first main. I can't really remember who my first main was. It might have been Paul actually. Yeah, I think yeah, my first ever Tekken main was Paul, and I think yeah, ever since I can remember, I think yeah, Fatty's mained Law and John's main King. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, John sort of just well, and with a name like King and with him being a Leo Mars, yeah, of course he's gonna gravitate towards that sort of character. Um, yeah, just big, strong, can like throw anyone around like a rag doll. Yeah. So, and Paul just like hits hard and everything. He's just all like, yeah. Um, he felt like, or like playing as him felt like I could sort of vent the temper that I was kind of never allowed to vent in real life back then. You know, because like Paul sounds so angry when he fights. So, but by the time it was my 16th birthday, I think, yeah, I'd already decided that, yeah, I kind of wanted a new main. And I saw Lee, and yeah, kind of like the look of him. I'm like, oh, he's cool. Um, but yeah, I think Fatty forgot that you could play as Law and stuff, that there was a Bruce Lee sort of character on the roster. So I think he picked Lei instead because he's like the Jackie Chan character, and yeah, Fatty loves his kung fu movies and stuff like that because he's like yeah, it's all about martial arts and everything. Yeah, like that's his passion. So yeah, he got his black belt in kickboxing like ages ago. So yeah, he's been that for that long, and yeah, he's just dabbled in a lot of other things as well, like Wing Chun and everything. So yeah, Lei being that sort of character, that's who he played as. So it was, yeah, it was Lee versus Lei. So we played that for a bit, and then yeah, my dad was like, "Come on, gotta get to the next place," and that ended up being the cinema. Yeah, and I already knew what movie we'd be seeing because I got asked which one I'd like to see because it was for my birthday. So yeah, I got to choose, and I picked the movie called 2012 because yeah, my 16th birthday was in 2009, so that movie was kind of yeah still relatively new back then, and it hadn't hit the point in real life that the yeah the movie's set around. Yeah, as in the point in time it's set around. Yeah, and we watched that. It was kind of weird with these minuscule Greek subtitles, but and there was an intermission as well in the middle, and I was like, "What the hell? This never normally happens." It's reminding me of back in when we'd watch films on like normal TV, and some of the channels, I think it was 3, 4, and 5, that had breaks, every so often, but like one and two because they were the BBC channels. Like yeah, it'd be just no breaks. It just really start to finish, just like the entire thing in one go. So yeah, it was weird to be in an intermission, but it was only one. So yeah. Then yeah, we got out of the cinema, and then after that we went to that place I was talking about that Fatty worked at. Yeah, yeah. It was weird him being there, but as like a customer, but he was like yeah, he'd normally be seen working there, but he did have like staff privileges and stuff, even though he's there just to like to eat the meal, just like the rest of us. Yeah, he was allowed to do things that like a typical customer would not be allowed to do, like go in the back and stuff, which he did at one point, like after the main course, because yeah, he knew what was going to be for dessert. Birthday cake. And yeah, he went in the back when it was time for that, and I looked and to see where he went, and I'm like, and because it didn't seem like he had to go to the bathroom or anything like that. And then I saw this glow appear on the wall that was near the corner. He just went round, and I'm like, oh, what's that? And then it ended up, yeah, because my suspicions are confirmed when it ended up being sparklers that were stuck. Yeah, they're embedded in the top of the cake. It was like this wacky ass cake. Yeah, it was like something out of a dream or something. It was so gloriously chaotic. And that was just the one that he picked out. Yeah, that Fatty himself had picked out for me and stuff. And yeah, he was just carrying it. It was like, and stuff, and grinning ear to ear. And then he just, yeah, brought it over to the table and just plunked it down, like right in front of me. And yeah. I was just there looking at it, trying not to get singed or anything by the sparklers. Yeah, it was kind of like it was white, yeah, or pale, yeah. It was like that sort of cake. It wasn't that sort of like dark, like unctuous, rich chocolate sort of cake. Yeah, it was like a pale one, but it had like a multitude of load of different colours of stuff like on the top. So it was like white plus like rainbow sort of coloured thing. Yeah, it was very wacky and zany, but I love that. Yeah, chaos is fun. So yeah, that was awesome. I was there with yeah, Fatty, my dad, and a couple of friends of the family. Yeah, oh, that was awesome. And yeah, so that was the 16th. So that's probably next best after 13th of my yeah, birthdays. So, is there a bronze medal candidate? I don't know. Uh, hmm. Well, I know some of the birthdays that happened after I came to possession of my GameCube were really good because yeah, I'd get like one or two GameCube games, yeah, given to me as presents because it was a no-brainer by that point. Yeah, the one who got them for me was yeah, it was like if they were wondering what to get me for my birthday, then yeah, they knew I'd always snap GameCube games right up, so I never have a problem with that. So I yeah, distinctly remember at least one of the games that was got for me on my 10th birthday was Simpsons Hit and Run. It's such a good game. Like, deserves so much more recognition, really, than it gets. I know the people who really know and understand its value, like I do, yeah, they give it that recognition and they're like constantly praising and applauding it and trying to make people know that with them. But yeah, it's kind of difficult. What with the stigma surrounding like the cartoon it's based on and like how that progresses over the years with the seasons of it and stuff. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Yeah, like I said in a previous stream, yeah, it was before I watched the video I'm about to shout out right now. Yeah, but yeah, there's a dude. I'm sure you've heard of him on YouTube. It's called Super Eye Patch Wolf, and yeah, he made a video about it. I think called "The Simpsons is Good Again." Um, and yeah, so I did talk about it in a previous stream, but back then I hadn't watched it yet. But now I've since watched it, and I'm like, um, it is risky. It's not just with cartoons and their like material and stuff, and the plot of any given episode. It's also in game development. It's risky to like go to like new ground and stuff that you've never been before because you don't know what the response is going to be from like your audience and everything. But I kind of respect them for going in that direction because I think it took them way too long to realize they were doing the equivalent of like repeatedly headbutting a brick wall and just not stopping, and then it was going, "Hey, would you stop that? Like, we care about you and you're destroying yourself, so just stop it, right? Go around the wall." It took them way too long to realize that's what they were doing, and then they were like, "Oh shit, yeah, this is the wrong thing to do, actually. Right, let's do something else." And there's an episode referenced in that video that's like one of the absolute most recent episodes. Um, and yeah, I won't spoil it, but it features something like Homer and Marge sort of, you know, like caught out in the wild, and then like having to fight for their lives, and there's this thing like trying to hunt them and stuff. But yeah, that's all the detail I'll give. But yeah, that's an interesting direction for them to choose to go in. Like just for that one episode, they're like, "Oh, we're gonna make this happen." But, like it's not the one of those that's so canonically influential that it just determines how everything is from that point onwards. No, it's just like a side quest, if you will. Yeah, if you want to compare it to a video game, it's like a side quest as opposed to a like the main quest that precedes the story and everything. But yeah, it's admirable. I mean, some things literally it's their soul. Like so some series and franchises, it's literally the identity of the thing to like all but always sort of trying new stuff and like, oh, haven't done this yet, haven't done this yet, and just not give a shit about how risky it is to do that even once, let alone like every time you create a new installment in the series. And one example is right there, as you can see on the screen, Sonic. Yeah. Um, it alludes to real life, yeah, with the theme song and stuff like that. I'm here, reaching far across these new frontiers. Yeah, it's like they're trying a new style of Sonic game and just seeing where it goes because, well, yeah, I mean the Sonic series is very happily the one that produced the greatest song of all time, Live and Learn, and they're doing that. Yeah, they're thinking, what attitude should we have to the whole creative thing for like the next mainline installment? Oh well, let's just live and learn. Like let's try something we've never done before and see what happens. And if there's backlash, they're like, okay, learning experience, yeah, like we wouldn't have found out if we hadn't have tried it. So now we know that that's something that produces a bad response. We're not going to make that again. We'll try something else. It's just yeah, the innovation and the coolness of like the Aquarius spirit that's like woven into the fabric of the Sonic franchise. It's like you could do something again that you've done before, but that's not what you're known for, really. That's not your soul. So, yeah, you just do something new anyway, even if you don't have to. Even if you know you could do a similar thing again. That's what's weird about Frontiers, though. Like, I don't think it's a spoiler to say it because it's not really story related, but it makes so many references to SA2. It's like, yes, it's the crowd favorite. Yeah, it is the best game in existence, So I get that it being your like older brother or something, or your like your ancestor. I get that you'd be trying to sort of be like it and stuff. Um, but just stop it. Like, just be something cool and new and awesome, without just that coolness and awesomeness being a copy of something else's. Right? It doesn't need to be something else's. It can be yours, like your signature, like unique to you. So you can achieve that. So you don't need to be something you're not, or to try and be that. Like, it's just unnecessary. But yeah, it's like, oh my god, if you just if you like you just, I don't know, the new shit's cool. I've already reviewed Frontiers, or give a brief summary of it anyway, just that make it feel less like work. Not all of it, but the parts that feel like work, don't you don't necessarily have to scrap them, but just change them in a way that makes them feel less of a chore objectively. And it only gets on my nerves subjectively so much because I just kind of hate that sort of thing, like something that feels like work. Because I'm playing the game to, yeah, cause myself the joy that things like, or that is the direct opposite of the suffering that things like work cause me. Like, I'm mentally ill, right? I don't make the rules when it comes to my mental health. So if I'm caused suffering by things like work, like, that's not my choice. Like, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of appalling that that is the way it is, because it means I struggle just to get by, because everybody else who doesn't get bothered or like irked or stuff, or depressed, even if you want to go that far, because I have like chronic depression. I used to have to mask it when I do things like this. Yeah, if you have someone that is a typical person, or neurotypical in particular, that doesn't, get depressed by doing things like work, that means they can work and they don't get in their own way. They earn the wage and they can live a more desirable life because they've like got bigger income and stuff. And then I just have to sit here like having a mind that's been that crippled by all the torture and stuff. Like, trigger warning, I'll just throw it out there, yeah. All the maltreatment I've been subjected to and stuff. That's made me that hypersensitive to stuff that I just can't function. I can't operate when I try and do it. So that means I can't do it. And then people are like, well, you gotta work, because, like, I don't know, you're not gonna be able to afford shit like food and rent and bills if you. And I'm like, I tell the authorities that, like, I've been rid of the capacity to do those things, because, like, it just, yeah, rattles my emotions too much when I try and do them. And they're like, okay, fine, you're not required to do them then. We'll pay for you to live, but it's not going to be as much as you would get from, like, the wages of it if you actually worked, because you would have the capacity to work without your, like, mental health preventing that. Then yeah, all these people that haven't been tortured and stuff, yeah, they were lucky enough to be spared that bullshit, and then they can function properly. They can do things like work without it bothering them, and then have that more money as a result, and live a happier life, and there's more security and more luxury and more pleasure and all that crap. Like, I've just been cheated out of that infallibly. Like, how the fuck is that fair? But yeah, whatever exacts unfairness like that, I will break it. That's my responsibility. It needs to be punished for making the wrong decision. So, yeah. I I don't care what I have to do to get out of this fucking situation. Because yeah, it is kind of starting to bore me now. I mean, I liked the sort of stability at first, and I feel like I've never really had that, and I value it a lot. But now it's like all I sort of tried so hard to get for so long, I have it now, and I'm actually seriously considering throwing it away just so I can move on and stuff. Yeah, and achieve things that pretty sure I wouldn't be able to achieve if I just stayed in this situation. Yeah, if I stayed just content with living this life, then other people wouldn't be content enough with me as a person to let me achieve my ultimate goal. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm an awesome person, but like I still got, like everybody else, still got room for improvement, and I feel like it's just my flaws in particular, as few in number as they are, they'd still be prevalent enough to make me feel like I'm not good enough to be things like very important things like a significant other or a father. And yeah, I feel like offspring could create in the future that still doesn't exist yet right now as me saying this. That offspring deserves better than the man I am right now. So I'm working to improve myself, iron out the creases, at least mitigate those flaws, if not completely erase them, and progress. Yeah, and hopefully, maybe even, dare I say it, court. But like I said before, I think I said it on that stream I mentioned earlier. Yeah, the first one of this nature. Yeah, the Father's Day stream. I ain't no mad titan that's out to court death. Now, what I'm out to court is a different Major Arcana card. Zawarudo. So, what I want to know is who is both willing and able to be a personification of the world. Who is she? You never know. That identity might still be one that the person has yet to become. They're not that person yet, but they could make themselves that person. It's always possible. Okay. This next decade, I think one of the main things I need to focus on is productivity stuff. More than just well, it's the whole quantity and quality thing. Yeah, so I want to increase how much I churn out of this content and its specs, if you will. Yeah. So I'm gonna get the tech that I need. Gotta remember the that arm thing, yeah, for the mic, because I always seem to forget that for some reason. Like the big one is the computer. Like obviously, I know I'm gonna get that. Because it's going to be a purely work computer, so I'm not really going to be doing anything else on it besides just using it to stream. Because well, I just don't want to distract myself. Really, yeah, I don't want to start using it for other things and then take up time doing that I could be taking up just well using it for its main purpose, which is to stream. Yeah, if I could be doing that instead, then I should be doing that really, because well, you guys deserve it and stuff. I mean, everybody always shoots down the comment whenever I make it to them in like person, but sick of sitting here just feeling useless. Yeah, sick of feeling like a hypocrite. Like that all those times where I bollocked something for existing what feels like pointlessly because all it does is make me suffer, and then I just sit here and produce either nothing or just something but not enough. Like, I'm thinking I'm as low down as they are. I need to do something about that. I need to rise like a star. I mean, the world may not need a hero, but it does need a protector. And the best kind of protector is the one that brings out the protective spirit in all others. Yet, I've said this to at least one person before. One of, maybe not the main, but one of the main reasons I chose the stage name Protector is because I tend to get copied. So, the more protectors there are out there, the better off everything will be. More love, less destruction. Okay, coming up for the hour mark. I know. I think this was going to be a longer stream than usual. I think one because of the timing that I like when I chose to start, and two because of well as a result of that how long I've got. Not sure. I'm depending on how long I intend to make the stream. Because I was just thinking like planning to make it a single stream as opposed to like making multiple with like gaps in between each one, because that'd be a bit clunky. At least objectively, yeah. I was thinking just like do one Mondo stream and stuff, and then because the last time I ate anything was a few hours ago, so if I need to eat, I'm probably gonna take a snack break or something. It's just because, like, I think I would rather just have the like next sort of proper meal, but because how long it would take and everything, yeah, I've got to like sort of prepare it, cook it, and all that stuff. I don't want you guys just waiting for what feels like ever. I could, because I was considering this earlier, but I think anxiety. I hate to say it, but yeah, I'll just admit anxiety got the better of me. I was gonna do like a face reveal thing for the first time ever, because I thought I had to let it reach my 30th birthday before I'd be prepared to do that. And yeah, so it is gonna be either that day or later, so no earlier than that I do the whole reveal thing. But if it's not today, then I'll just make peace with that and stuff, yeah. And yeah, if you guys had to wait for me to finish doing anything, then yeah, I would. Just probably just so that we could have a bit more of a wholesome interaction. Yeah, we could like talk sort of with you being able to see me. Um, but yeah, again, it's just clunkiness, like with the turning the camera around and stuff. Yeah, there is a flip camera option on the setup that I'm using. Yeah, my phone and Streamlabs, there is a flip camera option, but it always makes the app just like freak out and malfunction and all that crap. I've learned from experience, so I'm not doing that again. So I can't just switch cameras and stuff from the back one, which you're seeing through now, to the front and then back again. No, I'm not doing that. So I could just swivel it round, but I'd have to just, yeah, I don't want to step around the part of the floor where all the consoles are and stuff in front of the TV. Like, be a bit risky because I'd have to go around that side of the phone to make sure it's like pointed at me in the way that you'd be able to see me and stuff. I don't mind you guys seeing me eating. That's fine. I mean, there's the other people that I know are perfectly fine with being seen to eat on stream and stuff. Yeah, and that's yeah, each to their own. So I'm perfectly fine with you seeing that. But yeah, I just don't want you guys waiting for ages and stuff while I like sort of have to wait for the meal to become ready. Then it is ready, and then I eat it, and then I'll all those motions. So if I have to eat, because like my stomach won't stop rumbling and it's annoying distraction and stuff, then yeah, might go for a snack. Because I did just buy more. Yeah, I got some crisps and stuff at the shop today. So yeah. Because like I said earlier, everything in moderation. You're going to be careful if you know you're going to be having something that's got a fair amount of like sugar in it and stuff, like cake or like chocolate or something like that, for one of your meals later in the day. Then yeah, any snacks you might have, yeah, just make sure they don't pile too much more sugar on top of what you know you're going to be having. And also, even if it's you have a savory snack because you know there's like a dessert you're going to be having later on, even if you have a savory snack, it's probably going to have a fair bit of salt in it, which, yeah, so it may be a different flavor end of the spectrum, if you will, to sugar, but they're both crystalline, so they both like dry you out. So you got to remember to hydrate to counter that. Yeah, like drink enough water. Yeah, any crystalline thing. Yeah, enough of like salt or enough sugar or both. Yeah, especially if you have enough of both on any single sort of day. Yeah, just make sure you have at least like one full glass of water. So I think that would be, yeah, if you're classing a full glass as like 250 mil, something like that, yeah. A quarter of a litre, yeah. Make sure you have at least that much. I think technically you should be having at least that much water every day, regardless. But like, yeah, especially if you have the crystalline stuff, or if there's enough contain of that stuff contained in whatever you eat. Um, Sometimes you don't even have to check like what the content is of like how much sugar and or salt on the packaging of the food. Like sometimes you can just tell from your system and how you feel, and it's like, yeah, if you feel empty-headed or something like that, and it's taking a while for your hunger to come back and stuff, yeah, longer than it normally would, and you're thinking to yourself, why am I not hungry yet? Of course, you don't want to be hungry, but yeah, it's probably because you're dehydrated, so you should, yeah, drink water. Yes, it's always going to be one of the main things I advise you guys to do. Yeah, stay hydrated. For the love of all that is holy. Alright. I'm going to be playing Smash. I'm going to be playing as myself. Just as I feel like it. It's my birthday, y'all! I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Y'all don't like it? Tough shit. Uh. Ugh. And I'll just say, if any of you, yeah, if this is also your day of the year, then yeah, I'll just say to you now, many happy returns, and yeah, it's nice to know I've got some birthday buddies. That's what I call them. Yeah, if someone has the same birthday as me, yeah, I call them a birthday buddy. I know of at least one, I think, of each of like real life people and fictional characters that I can call birthday buddies. Yeah, a real life person example I think would be I don't know which one to say because like connotations might make it a bit awkward. Um, there's a fair few celebrities like movie stars and stuff that are known to like have the birthday of 19th of November. Uh, hmm. I think one I mentioned recently. Yeah, I think it'd be your. Yeah, I think I could point him out. Um, Messer Ren himself. Yeah, that's what I call the character he plays the part of. Anyway, yeah, Adam Driver. I think yeah, it's his birthday today. Yeah, and then a both fictional and female example is Widowmaker from Overwatch. Yeah, she's another one of my birthday buddies. Hmm. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. I'll give some more examples, like of the yeah other genders, but and like other realms of existence. Yeah, so I think real life female example I think would be Jodie Foster, and a fictional male example would be Kenpachi. Yeah, he's my favorite Bleach character. Um, I'm not sure if you could say he's the one that's most like me. I mean, maybe on the inside, but on the outside, nah. I mean, he's like, I mean, in terms of height, especially, like he's 6'7", I think. Yeah, and I'm 5'8", so he's almost like a foot taller than me. But fictional characters have that license, don't they? Because you're a real life person that's just created them. You can just choose to make them as much that thing on the outside as they are on the inside. So like body and soul. Yeah. So like uber masculine in this case. But yeah. 19th of November is more than just the birthday of me and all those entities I just mentioned. It's also International Men's Day. So yeah, hope you're having a good one of those as well, and just celebrating masculinity and things that are masculine, like destruction, as not very nice as it might be sometimes when something just gets that bit too annoying and makes trash out of itself. It kind of needs taken out, and I think it's those most masculine spirits that are the the best at taking out trash like that. So yeah, that's what I was saying about Kenpachi recently as well. Like he's just as good at taking out like an army of like worthless peons as he is taking out like some final boss material that's like this super giant, super tough sort of apparently indomitable sort of thing that he just relishes the chance to just like throw himself at, and he just tears it apart. It's nothing. So yeah, and a single um, creature it tends to be, yeah, like that would scare the shit out of anyone else, but Kenpachi he just laughs and stuff, and he just yeah throws himself at it and just yeah totals it, and yeah, but he's I won't go into spoiler territory, but at least at the beginning of the story, you see he's got an adoptive daughter as well, Yakshida and stuff. So if we could maybe, if us men could take a leaf out of his book and stuff, and yeah, be evisceratory, but also like protective and everything, sort of fatherly towards um, people like Yakshida and stuff. Yeah, the small, the cute, the innocent, the vulnerable, the cherubic, the ones that deserve the most protection, basically. Yeah, the fiercest protection. Yeah, to protect one thing by trouncing another. That's basically me, yeah, in a nutshell. So yeah, let's all of us dudes just jump on the chivalry bandwagon, shall we? And they say, and they say, and they say, chivalry is dead. Okay, let me just get things good and proper. Oh God, I didn't plan ahead. The cake, the mini cake tray is on the thing. God damn it! Why did I put it there? It's on the box that I normally use to obscure the phone screen so I don't get distracted by it when I'm playing the game. Because all I want to see when I'm playing is the TV screen. I'm easily distracted, as you probably guessed. I don't know if I can show you guys it, or like you. I don't know if you'd even be able to see it, but yeah, it's kind of dark in here. It's this mixture of time of year and weather, sort of time of day. Yeah. In about an hour, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to have some sort of light on. Yeah, probably the kitchen light, like I usually do. Because if I put the light on in here in the living room that I'm in now, yeah, I shouldn't do that when I'm streaming. Yeah, because it reflects off the TV screen, and that worsens you guys' viewing experience. I don't want to do that. Found a place for it. I'm not sure what applies to it in terms of storage, but yeah, just remember, guys, if you get anything from a shop, or like what usually tends to apply to any given thing is you can like keep it in a cupboard. Yeah, if it says store in the cupboard, do that until you open it, and then after you open it, if you can't use it all immediately and there's any of it left, you're probably better off putting it in the fridge. Yeah, that applies to a fair few things. Yeah, right now I don't really see what difference putting the light on would make, but I think just for continuity's sake, if nothing else, because I do love me some continuity. Just so that once I sit down and get like into gaming position, like so I don't have to get up again and then to get to the kitchen and put the light on. Then yeah, I might just put it on now. there we go. So now when it gets that dark that it becomes imperative for that light to be on, then it already is. And yeah, I can just stay in my main chair and just keep gaming. Because once I get into the Smash groove, yeah, you know me. Well, if you know me by now, yeah. You should, really, because I've been streaming this kind of way for, I think, long enough now. Yeah, it's only going to be for a few more months, yeah. Like I said, this, one of the most recent streams before this one, yeah. I'm thinking maybe March. So basically just around the start of both spring and like new zodiac cycle. Yeah, it was like the beginning of Aries season. Yeah, I think that might be when I start doing this using the new setup. Yeah, because I think I'll let it get to like the halfway point. Oh no, wait, actually, more like 2/3 way point of March before starting doing that. I think, but yeah, the part of the month before I start doing it, I probably would have been doing some spring cleaning anyway. So anything you guys might see, it'll basically just be in a better condition. Yeah, if you see any of my house, well, I say house, it's like flat. Yeah, if you see any of my flat and stuff, then yeah, if I've literally just done like a deep clean, like I think anyone really should do annually. Yeah. Then yeah. I mean, there might be some things that you may or may not see once I start using the camera like that to show me directly. There might be some things in my living space that might depress or appall you, and apologies for that in advance, but that's just what mental illness looks like. Yeah, that's just how it appears to live with it and stuff, yeah. It don't bother me because I can't afford to let it bother me because it's all pervading and constant for me and stuff, so yeah. I'm not good at doing the whole apath thing, but I can at least direct apathy at like any sort of individual target if it's necessary. So yeah, there might be things like visual evidence of me having like severe chronic anxiety and depression and whatever the fuck else, like anger issues and shit. Although, I did have more of a problem with them a while ago because it's when the shit starts that I get the angriest because I go into, oh yeah, trigger warning. I go into why me mode. Yeah, I'm like, why's this thing started that won't stop once it started, and then I just want it to go back to how it was before it started, like the neighbours moving in and shit, and the noise and all that crap. I think for only 3.5 years before they moved in, it was just blissful, just peace and quiet and stuff, and then the freaks just stubbornly just rooted themselves there, and then yeah, refused to budge and been there ever since, just constant cause of suffering, as if there weren't too much of that to be reasonable already. Hey, if only you guys knew everything I'm just forced to just tolerate, and all this sinew I have to strain to hold back all that anger and power that I could use to destroy whatever makes me suffer. Because I refuse to even be borderline criminal, let alone just standard criminal, unlike those fuckers. But yeah, they have no dignity, feel no guilt, shame or remorse at torturing others. They just don't care. They just want the freedom. They just want to be able to do whatever the fuck they want and just get away with it. No repercussions and stuff, yeah. There's some things that apparently aren't a crime that definitely should be. Because if those things being allowed because they're not a crime, they push someone towards being criminal, then those things themselves, those actions should be made a crime. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate! Cereza, she's a good reminder of what I have to do on Twitter later, as I was waiting till today to do it. Specific timing. At a certain crossover with Overwatch 2. I think mainly because, yes, the character, the Overwatch character that we'd be getting the skin based on Bayo herself is Widow, mainly because of DOS. And yeah, today, just like mine, is Widow's birthday, so thought it'd be most fitting. And that very well, the reason that today is also International Men's Day, that most masculine spirit that me and those two ladies channel, that's like a lot of darkness with a bit of light. Hmm. Yeah. I mean, look at Bayo. It's not the exact same because it's with fictional things that where there's it's a real divide, unlike certain real life social constructs that are the illusion of difference, confusing something real for something definitely not real. Um, Slapping a label on it has no meaning. But yeah, with those real differences, where that word actually does have any meaning, where you've got the Lumen sages and the Umbra witches. Um, Bayo is half one, half the other, which I can sort of relate to because, yeah. Reasons. Yes, vanilla plus chocolate equals vanoclet. Okay, enough about that. Yeah, so Bayo's a hybrid of those two, but there is definitely a bias, and I think it's for more reasons than she's just the same gender as the one of her parents that is that one, like the Umber Witch parent. It's for more reasons than that. There is a bias towards the darkness. There's always got to be a reason why there is that bias. Hmm. But there's an element of yin yang to it as well, like time factors in somewhat, or even space, like, or both. So it could be sometimes a lot of darkness, bit of light, other times so vice versa. And yeah, the space version it could be like outside, inside. Yeah, it's like so the surface and the core, respectively. Yeah, so like on the surface it could be like a lot of darkness, bit of light, and then at the core, vice versa. So yeah, Mauga seems to be like that as well. His hair coloration and stuff as like a reference to it, and the fact that he basically contains the person he used to be. Yeah, as you can see in his origin sort of story thing. Yeah, like he used to take everything super seriously, and now he's just built this facade. Yeah, quite literally built because it's his own body that he's built it with. This facade of just this big dumb meathead, basically. Yeah, and because he knows people will always be. It's somewhat painful for me to acknowledge this, but because he knows people will always kind of be motivated to believe the thing is real, whether it's a reality or an illusion, because it's an appearance and they just take it as read and at face value, then that gives him a tactical advantage because it's already been said that he's like all cunning and dastardly and stuff. That's the reality about him, but the illusion he casts is that he's just another big dumb meathead. So it's like the face and mask that he uses to obscure that face, sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, that's that Overwatch character. So yeah, I think the Bayo crossover. I'm gonna make a tweet about that, and I think before I forget, let's have the music in the background while I say this. I was just thinking recently, I think while playing Mario Kart, having seen the direction that series has gone in, with Tor in particular, it just got me thinking, what if the direction they went in for the next Smash game, what if it just featured real life places? Yeah. Can you imagine there being like London stage, like a Smash stage. And hell, we almost got that when there was speculation about new characters and stuff, DLC characters, before Sora was confirmed to be the last one, and that was it. There was no Tracer or anything. Yeah, I mean, if Tracer had have brought a sort of King's Row stage with her and stuff, yeah, that would have been pretty close to what I'm. I don't know what the right word is. It's either hypothesizing or postulating here. But yeah, just imagine you're just duking it out and stuff as any of these characters and stuff, and it's like the stage is based on real life London, and then it just tours around like each little bit of it, or each one of the landmarks, similar to like Skyloft, or like a stage like that. Yeah, it goes to each little sort of like area. Like one bit of it's like the goddess statue, and then another one's like the windmills and yeah, that sort of thing. And another one I think is outside the bazaar. Yeah, you could have that. So like the London stage could just zoom around like with there being like one main platform and then a few soft platforms, and then yeah, it could just zoom around and then just like sink into the stage when it reaches that landmark, and then you're fighting on like the streets of London themselves, like cobbled streets and stuff. Similar to like, I don't know, like what's Kami's stage or something in Street Fighter 6. And then yeah, I'm just imagining a character like Greninja or Sheik or Diddy Kong, I think, can do it as well. Like any of them that can do like a wall cling. Yeah, they've got that ability, because there's a few characters that can do that. I'm just imagining one of them just like doing the wall cling thing to like the tower of Big Ben. Yeah, because I'm British. Yeah, Big Ben is the bell, right? It's the bell, not the tower that contains the bell, right? Gotta remember that. So yeah, Big Ben's tower. Yeah, the clock tower and stuff. I can just imagine one of these characters just like doing the wall cling thing on the side of it, because it's of course it would be a stage feature. An awesome idea. And then there could be like a France stage as well, like maybe like Paris and stuff. So you'd be like wall clinging to like the Eiffel Tower or something. Oh. But the only problem with that idea is that stages need denizens. Yeah, they need characters that are like from, like, say Snake has got Shadow Moses Island, or like Weege has got his mansion and stuff, and like Ryu's got Suzaku Castle. Yeah, these characters, they're from fictional worlds. They're not from real life and stuff. So with other games like Overwatch and Street Fighter that are just very cosmopolitan, and they've got representatives of real life countries. Like you've got characters like Kami and Tracer representing Britain. You've got Dalsim and Symmetra representing India. Who else? Got Marisa and wait a minute. There isn't one yet, so there should be an Italian Overwatch character. There should be a Greek one as well, because I know a bit of Greek, a fair bit of Greek actually. The language, I mean, myself, yeah. Yasure Tikanis. That basically just means, hi there, how you doing? So who else? Oh yeah, that's it. Juri and Diva repping Korea, or South Korea, I think. Might just have to make that distinction. So yeah, it's easy for them to have the stage or a map that's based on the real life place that character's from. So yeah, that's why, like, for example, I would call Busan Diva's home map. Or recall. I don't know the names, sadly, of too many of the Street Fighter 6 stages, but I know there was one in Street Fighter 5 called Union Station. Yeah, I call that like Kami's home stage. Yeah. So it is. It, yeah, I know. It's like I've already pointed any sort of defects it might have out, and yeah. So like I said, the stages would need like character representatives and stuff. Well, needs kind of a strong word. But you got to take these things into account, like when you're coming up with ideas like that, so that you prevent yourself and or others like wasting a load of things like time and energy and resources. So I just thought it'd be cool though. Yeah, just imagine like what Smash stages would be like if they're based on real life locations, the way that Mario Kart courses already have been. Yeah, in tour, and then with the sort of like remixes, if you will, in MK8D. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember. I think, yeah, they only came along with a booster course pass. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the original 48 courses that are in the base game, none of them are from Mario Kart Tour. So it's just the next 48 after that. Yeah, the second half of the 96, if you will. Yeah, those are the ones. That booster course pass is what features the courses from Tour. Yeah. And sometimes, I don't know why, but the label that like tells you what game it's from is missing for like some of the Tour courses. Yeah, like I think one example is Piranha Plant Cove. But yeah, I'm really gonna have to apologise now. Yeah, sorry for making you wait so very very long, just for me to play anything. But I don't know. It's my birthday, so I'm just feeling like expressing myself. Just what better day to do it? But yeah, it's a self that does need working on. I'll admit that. So, if you're watching the VOD and you've just skipped around this part because you're just thinking to yourself like, oh my god, just play the fucking game. I can't say I blame you. Yeah, I've been there. A fair few times, a fair few streamers really. Yeah, it's a yeah. It can be a pain when they're live and you can't just skip ahead, but yeah, if you please forgive me for that. Because yeah, just a reminder, mate. Just like with anyone else, really. Yeah, my mental health affects my personality. It's the fact that the mind and soul are connected. So if one gets blighted by something, then kind of the other sort of will as well, or the effects will bleed across. I don't think there's anything anyone can do about that. Really getting sick of this fucking weather. Just endless fucking dark, windy, rainy bullshit. I know that's basically every year, like around this time of year, but yeah, it's just really getting on my nerves. Well, as Sojourn would say, keep crying. Rain won't stop. Okay. Let the birthday beatdown begin. Who've we got here? Round, Farah, Sombra, Symmetra, Lucio, and Hanzo. It's my main man. Come on, Ryusuke. Ha ha. Giving assist trophies to me like presents. Don't quite know how I locked them into it, but I'll take it. Damn it. Hey! Joe, can you please kill Lucas? Okay, fine. You died in the end anyway. Has to give me the fucking useless one. Oh yeah. steal my Pokemon then, brat. That's it, Ryu. Interrupt. Save your enemy. You finish being a general nuisance and achieving absolutely nothing. I guess settling for being inconsequential is your copium. What? Hmm? What? There's nothing there. Achieving generally nothing again. Two for one, baby. Right, my magical musical baby girl. What is that melody? Unhand me, mortal. Good work, Wiry. Kill him, Raichu. Should know better than to trust the game. Like, of course, it would give him the fucking thing that creates an instant hitbox to ruin everything. It can't just give him any other assist trophy. No, it has to give him Sheriff. Song that dropped into my head yesterday that felt like another prelude to the next year and the next decade is Endless Challenge. So that's the song from Mute City, because it got given its own name. Because originally they were just named after the courses that they're assigned to. But yeah, then they gave the songs their, more unique name. So yeah, the one from Mute City is called Endless Challenge. And yeah, it's starting to feel like that's the the way I see it, it's less endless challenge and more needless challenge. Like, why does this thing have to be a challenge again? Can't it just, not be a challenge? Can I just be allowed to take the shortcut so that nothing has to die from my time getting wasted? And nobody assailed you when you were doing that. Hell no, she did. Oh! It's too big! Keldeo, get him. No. Tell me all you want, it will amount to nothing. Wait a minute. Must have dropped it. Always has to be an interference. Had to pick it up that way. I don't want to hit any of the blast boxes. Oh, we're throwing bats now, are we? Oh, you kill yourself before I could return the treatment to you. Of course you would. Fucking soulless shit. You can't have a soul. The soul will be beaten into you so that it can be beaten out of you. I'll make you alive just so I can make you dead. It's coming off. Oh, yeah. Ridley feels like chicken tonight. Can all get crushed for that pathetic team up. No jump. Okay, fine. You can die this way then. Yay! Okay, I was trying to pick it back up and I thought it would kill me, but it didn't. I'll take it. Metal! Good one. Shame you're gonna have to die for it. We have yet another pointlessly fucking... Saya! JB3. Pointlessly fucking drawn out ending. So trying to sort of work out what was being referenced by those first three opponents. Lucas was obvious. People in the chat and the comment section. Those sorts of people in that space anyway. Not all of them, just those ones. Ryu, I think, was the opposite. I think those are the ones the solid, reliable, dependable ones. I know I can trust. The mods, basically. And Greninja. Not too sure. Probably the admirers, yeah. The ones who probably might creep you out if you ever, like, sort of bumped into them at a meet and greet or something like that. But ultimately, the ones that would do you the most favours, and probably even, just to put it bluntly, donate you the most money, because Greninja is a water type, and water is what you need, and yeah, like, that means that person, and one example of that loyal, adoring fan would just, yeah, if nobody else could give the thing to you, then, yeah, they'd jump at the chance to sort of help you out. So. Is a bit too obsessed and attached as they might be, which, yeah, is kind of a... yeah. A tad on the creepy side, then, yeah, they should be commended for like the how they can come in clutch and stuff when it's like really needed. I got the bassist. that's very fitting because of what's near on the horizon. Let's do the Odyssey. Nah, the fallen Pokeball. Dick Sheriff, get him. Wombo combo. Oh, oh. Instant judgment. Ah, I wanted to get on that. Freedom from it. Funny how that happens for other people, but never for me. No, it's Soldier Robo. Oh! On your head, lad. Avenge me, Goro! Almost got saved. No, I wanted that brew. I mean, it looked like it had no milk in it. I prefer milk in mine, but... Hmm. No! He's awfully determined. Oh, sure, it would give me a golding. Eh. Right, Kyogre. Oh. Again, classy final smash finish prevented. 21! There she is. One each. I get the, not alien one. Ugh, that brain dead combo is failure, Dark Samus. Cherry. Come on, Simon, just die. Thank you. Ah, thought within range. Apparently not. Oh crap, electric critter! That hurt very, very much. Flap him, flap him, flap him. Nice one, Springman. Oh, I almost ran into that. Eat your mushrooms. Bayo thinks she's Akira. Just to get mushrooms, then a tomato. It's like bolognese sauce or something. Fuck! The bun-side era. Getting in my way. Oh, like, ow! One shell, two shell, red shell, blue shell. No. Blimey, that's a big woman. No, Akira! Canal, I spoke of the devil. There has to be one fucker that steals all my items. You like the items? Fine. Whoa! The reflexes. Hell yeah. Oh, hell no! Whoa. She's back, but not mine this time. Well, that was input error. It all just came together so well. Yeah. No wonder Dark Samus came last. Not only because she deserved to for being so annoying and predictable, but yeah, just forgetting the party vibes that are going on because it's my birthday. The other two turned up and something a bit more brightly coloured and yeah, lively and cheery and sort of fitting for the occasion. But Dark Samus is there just as an original fucking morbid ass sort of like blue grey, whatever the fuck that is, sort of colour one, yeah. The Whiskey Bao and Golden Simon. So I used to do them random. Not least because it's a Sunday. Yeah, Sunday's that one day that this game is assigned to. My stream schedule. And yeah, I always make a point of doing random for my character and stuff. I think that my enemies and stuff are always randomly chosen. Yeah, I'll make sure that's the deal, but it's my own character. Yeah, if it's on the assigned day, so if it's on a Sunday that I'm playing, yeah, I'll make my character random normally. Yeah, just as much as the CPUs, but if I played on it any other day, yeah, for a bit of like sort of instead of or as well as the Sunday that week, then yeah, I'll probably do something different, like pick my character manually. But yeah, I know I am picking my character manually this time, but yeah, it's kind of it's not even a cross between the other two, it's neither as opposed to both, because it's like, yeah, I'm choosing my own character, but I'm being the same one every match as opposed to what I'd normally do if I was choosing my character manually, which is be a different one every match, yeah. So basically, yeah, I would just change character in between matches, yeah. Oh god, Ness. Ness is the most annoying character in the game. Palutena's got all the fucking trample bullshit with her shield. And I mean the literal shield, not the universal sort of smash shield that anyone can use. It's the one on her arm. And then Robin's just a campy zony bastard. Yeah, he cheesed that up tilt freak. Head's going off. Oh yeah. Knock, knock, snorkels. curry into super. Mwah. Fucking Latias and Latios. I got a piece of cheese and I got a steak. Does that make it a cheese steak? I want one of those. Ah! I want to try a cheesesteak so bad. Fucking hell. They're like so easily accessible in places like America. Over here in Britain, not so much. No! Silly bitch got us both killed. Wait a minute, you can drop through the rolling crate. Okay, gotta remember that. Come on, let's turn up the heat. Be a brat. Fuck wants to die. Brat thinks he's getting another one of those. Hell no. Don't care. That's mine. Still mine. Don't care. Just has to be an explosive there. Ow! Nice team effort, freaks. I'm glad I kept that to myself instead of throwing it at them. Yeah, you protect the fuck out of that Pokeball. It's not going to help you in the slightest, you dumb shit. insect. Rabbit 3! What? Okay. You die then. Worthless. Just gonna keep pressing the button if you don't fuck off. I'm eating here. The hell am I holding a ray gun? Yay, Soldier Robo, he's back. It's mine this time. You know, I'm friends with salad. Oh yeah, dealing with me is so much more important than getting the Pokeball, isn't it? Pointless, meaningless, fruitless. Never amounts to anything. Don't know why I even bother doing it. Oh wow, an interference. How unforeseen. Can't take everything, brat. I don't know why I went for the salad over the chocolate bar. I'd never do that in real life. I never have salad in real life, and I'm like, I've got chocolate bars pretty much on tap. on, Guile. And they both just split up all of a sudden. What the hell? Another JV3. 21! I was just waiting until I at least 100 KOs before there we go. Yeah, before the impromptu snack break. God damn it. Main savoury snack I have, the only really, because I'm more of a sweet sort of person. Yeah, the only savoury snack I have is crisps. I literally just bought them today because I was all out. I shouldn't really do that. Yeah, normally I don't let myself run out of something before I buy more of it. Like, if there's the last one left, and yeah, or maybe even last two, I don't know. That's when I buy more. Yeah, I don't let it get to zero. But yeah, I just did on this occasion, yeah, with the crisps. Yeah. Would be very fitting actually because of the brand they are my favourite, yeah, McCoy's. Man crisps. Yeah, because it's International Men's Day, it'd be very fitting to eat them, but just my main meal that I'm going to have is what I would normally have on a Friday, but I've shifted it to Sunday this week because of my birthday. Yeah, I did that with Christmases as well. Yeah, like whatever day it lands on of that week, I have the meal that I would normally have on a Friday. Yeah, just because it incorporates chips. Or for my American viewers, fries. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So, because they normally factor into the meal I have on Fridays, which is fish and chips. Yeah, the British national dish. Of course, I have to have that at least once a week. I think, yeah, because that's already got chips in it, it can translate across to the like Christmas din-dins. And yeah, with my birthday, I just keep it the same. I keep it as it is, but I just change the day it's on. Unless, of course, my birthday is on a Friday. Yeah. Hell, the day I was born on was a Friday, yeah. That was like my 0 birthday, if you will, yeah. If it's any other day of the week, though, then yeah, I'll just have that meal on that day, and then yeah, swap it round so like the meal I'd normally have on whatever day of the week my birthday falls on in that week, yeah, that day's meal I'll just have on the Friday instead. So I've already done that, yeah, because this time it's, yeah, my birthday is on a Sunday, one of the 2 days after Friday in the week. So yeah, that means there's going to be something that has potatoes in it, basically, yeah, something made with potatoes in the main course. So having something that's also made with potatoes for a snack, it at least irk me a bit, just because it's, yeah, the monotony. It's something I'm not a fan of. And then, like I just said, I got plenty of sweet snacks, mainly chocolate bars. But because I'll be having a cake, because it is my birthday, I'll be having the cake for afters, then yeah, and it just happens to be like chocolate cake and stuff, then it'd be the sugar sort of yeah, too much sugar and something that is not as objective, which is it, yeah, just like with the crisps, yeah, they're bothering me with the monotony and stuff, yeah. I want to avoid that repetition. So yeah, typical. Yeah, the only two things I have for snacks are like one savoury, one sweet. And yeah, the stuff they're made with factors into the entire main meal I'm having. Yeah, my birthday meal. I don't really know what to do about that. I'm just trying to rack my brains for whatever else I might have for snack material. Oh yeah, speaking of which, one of the things I get is that's like it's literally called a snack on the packaging, seems to have gone from the shop. Yeah, the shop I get all my groceries from. Yeah, Tesco. So again, from my American viewers, it's a like British sort of shop. Yeah, like a branch, if you will. Yeah. So they're dotted like around like here and there, and there's one that's like very conveniently placed that I can literally just walk to whenever I need anything, because I have to walk everywhere because I can't drive because I'm mentally ill. And yeah, so I've been looking for the snack things. I think the only two of that type that I get are like burger and breakfast wrap. Yeah, because they're both frozen. Yeah, you just whack them in the freezer and they're there for like an emergency, basically. Yeah, so you can just save them for when they're like desperately needed, and then they're there for you. But I've been checking in the shop and they've just gone. Yeah, it's like they disappeared off the shelves. Like they're not even being sold there anymore. And I'm like, yeah, I'm like Batman. Where are they? Why'd they have to? Yeah, it seems like they have anyway. Why'd they have to stop selling them? I'm just thinking at Tesco, hey, I like buying that thing, like whenever, because I only get one of each, like just because it's an emergency thing, and then as soon as I use it, then I get another one straight away. So that there's always one in reserve. And then yeah, I just go to get another one because I've just used one recently, and so I've gone back to having zero. So I'm like, I need another one. I'm looking for it in the one of the frozen aisles because there's two. I think I remember the numbers because I've been shopping at that place for years on end, like at least once a week. So I'm very familiar with the layout. I think it's aisles 11 and 12. Yeah, they're the like frozen aisles, and one of them has like those snack things on them. Yeah, the burger and the breakfast wrap, and I'm looking for them. I'm like, where the fuck are they? Just gone. I hate it when they do that. Like, it's something I regularly buy from them, and then they just get rid of it. Yeah, they just stop selling it, and I'm like, oi, can you just keep it in stock, please? You know, I'm willing to pay you money for this thing. I might be able to find something else in there. One thing I was tempted to get today, but I thought, nah, because I normally wouldn't go in there on Sunday. Like, I'd already done this week's sort of designated shop on Friday, because that's what I normally do it. But yeah, I went there today just to get a few extra things so that the next time I go there, the like contents of the bag aren't too heavy. And yeah, I was tempted to get more stuff, like a substitute or like, well, by that I mean a new thing I could get instead of the things that are gone because yeah, they seem to have stopped being sold. I was thinking, what could I get from now on instead of those things then? And like one thing I sporadically tend to crave is mac and cheese because I don't know, it's just yeah, it's just a neat little, easy to make comfort food. Like everybody likes it, except of course if you're lactose intolerant. Yeah, apologies for anyone that is. That kind of came across as a bit insensitive, but yeah. And my favorite, all of my favorite foods seem to have cheese, in particular melted cheese, sort of integrated into a pizza. Of course, being like the ultimate. That's like my number one favorite food. Cheese pizza, yeah, that variety. Because there's lots of different types of like pepperonis, meat feast. There's like spicy. There's chicken ones and pineapple, of course, or Hawaiian. I think it's ham and pineapple. I don't think I'm gonna say my opinion about that because there might be backlash. So, but yeah, the cheese one, yeah. So the default, no other toppings, just extra cheese, like as many different varieties as is reasonable to put on there. Like yeah, that's like my absolute favorite food. Yeah, I had that yesterday for my main meal. Yeah, so I have had one recently, and I was reminded of it's yeah, just how awesome it is. Ah, the simple beauty of Italian food. You can't beat it. Yeah, as you probably guessed, well, mainly because pizza comes from it. Yeah, Italian is my favourite cuisine. Yeah, I'm still trying to think. Snack could I have that's not crisps or a chocolate bar? Yeah, sorry about the background noise. The rats, as I call them, yeah, because they're like the little sort of shitty little dogs and stuff. Yeah, that kind. They're basically just overgrown rats, so I just call them that. Yeah. Yeah, they just like to pipe up. You know, whenever they get taken out, it's just inevitable. Like I've been having to suffer that for the last 8 or so years. I don't know, those freaks that are the neighbours that own those mutts. I think they moved in around August 2015. I think it was, yeah. Right. Oh, I won't. Well, I'll try not to keep you too long and stuff. So if this is the VOD, then yeah, maybe skip ahead a few minutes. But if it's live, yeah, I'll try and be on the quick side. Oh yeah, just because I forgot to say it. Yeah, BRB. Okay, I'm back. I changed my mind. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna stick with the main meal without the snack, which means that to avoid distractions, I probably have to stop playing. Which is unfortunate, but I did play at least a bit. But like, to be honest though, like, even though it's me and I am so great, playing as the same character every match is kind of, yeah. Getting a bit laden. So I think actually, yeah. I think mainly just to keep me the timing of me eating and sleeping and stuff in check. I think I'm gonna call it at that. Yeah, as long as I pass the 100 mark with the KOs, yeah. So, yeah. Cheers for hanging out with me on the best day of the year. And, yeah, again, shout outs to all my birthday buddies out there. You hope you're having a good one and stuff, and you got friends and family, and you're partying your ass off. If you only get to do it that hard and stuff annually, then you may as well go ham. Just not too ham though. Remember, be careful. Know your limits. Yeah, but just remember as well, just as much be the life of the party as to be grateful for when other people are that. And on that note, I think I'm going to end. Thanks for watching. Take care, dudes.